Hello everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. I hope you're doing fantastically well. In the UK, we have gone very mad the last 24 hours. We have had announcements of potential petrol or fuel shortages, supply shortages, and energy suppliers disappearing off the face of the earth. Why am I bringing these stories to your attention? Because there is hidden narratives. We've gone over this multiple times on many of our videos. The news, the mainstream media, whatever you want to call it, it's entirely up to you if you want to continue to watch majority of that nonsense. But there's a bigger game in play here, guys. The World Economic Forum, Davos, you've got the Agenda 30. These aren't conspiracy theories. Go and read them. Go and download them off the UN website. Go and have a look at the World Economic Forum and the Davos agenda that they go through every year. All of these things are in play right now. They have been since everyone, in fact, I think over 160 countries signed the Agenda 30 program, as they did with the Agenda 21 program in 1991 or 1992. These aren't theories. They're documents that people are trying to abide to, or countries and governments are trying to abide to supposedly help the world. But there's, of course, other aspects to it as well. We're looking at diversity, population, sustainability, supply chain, economics, anything and everything you possibly think of. This is a game for the rich. Okay, this is a game for the elites. Forget your governments. These guys are spokespeople. The real power comes from the people above that. Okay, this isn't going into a tangent of one of those crazy videos. I'm trying to pull this in, guys, to reduce the concern, as it were, in the narratives that are constantly spewed out across news platforms all the time. What on earth do you think is going to happen when you see articles like this? Fuel supply, the contingency plans in place to make sure the UK won't have petrol shortages. The whole concept of narrative today has fueled, excuse the pun, everyone who's got a car that needs to go work, do this, do that, to go and rush to the petrol stations. You've got the Afghanistan situation. We've had these kind of things multiple times before, especially when there's brinks of conversations around, I'm not going to mention the words, but battles, if you like, across the globe where oil is in abundance and countries need to obtain the power. This is just a small snippet, guys. The whole Brexit narrative for the last 5-6 years has led conveniently to the exact same time as everything else going on in the world, and including the whole conversation around supply chain mechanism, energy problems. Last year, I said to a lot of people January, February, I expect in 21, 22 to have some kind of power surge that entirely blacks out the energy around majority of countries in Europe and other places. It's all part of the game. They want you as well, part of the green initiative. And I'm not angry about the agenda anymore. I'm not worried about it. You have to plan towards it. Those that you don't get educated this in school, guys, right? You don't get educated about these things in school. You get educated to enter a system that you pay tax, you work, you do this, you do that, follow this, follow that. You don't get educated like going foraging. You don't get educated how to be sustainable. You don't get educated to know how to make money. Like, I mean, real money, not system money, real money. And you don't get educated about things like actually go on in the world. Like, what are these agendas? How is it going to affect your future and your tomorrow? You have to either fall upon it by chance, be arguably clever enough to go, I don't really get this, and ask the questions why this is happening, and channel it all together. It all goes towards the same goal. Okay? Now, the rant will be nearly over in a minute or two, because I will go on to what I'm trying to talk about and what I'm trying to emphasize in the last few energy and supply chain videos that we have done. This isn't me just doing this for fun. This is me that hopefully allows people to understand the power of blockchain and the power of tokenomics moving into tomorrow's world. This isn't just about cryptocurrency. This isn't just about the financial system changing. There are multiple mechanisms of blockchain technology that are going to change everyone's life. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. It's a question of when, not if. And it's also a question of whether you realize it happens or not, because 99% of the world will not realize these changes, or certainly haven't realized the story behind it to go, oh, this has happened. Why? How has this happened? When did this happen? Do people know about the UK agricultural bill going through last year? Probably not. And then they'll wonder in a year or two's time why the quality of their food has completely gone out the window. And then we're into crazy supply chain mechanisms. The farming's disappeared. And then the ability of control. This is what it's coming to, guys. Like, there's so many aspects of it. I'm not a preacher. I've just learned many things outside the box. Okay, I'm on the fence with most things. I don't sit there and go, oh, conspiracy theories of 5G, this, that, and the other. I want to know anything and everything I possibly can to make an assumption for myself. I can't dictate to people what they can and cannot do and what they should and shouldn't believe in. All I can do is deliver information that I have learned. And then it's up to you as an individual to go, oh, that makes sense, or he's talking a load of nonsense. And that's for you to decide. As people, you have a choice in your mind to make the correct decisions that appeal to you. That's what it's about. I don't like social media anymore. I only have it for this channel. I don't like people arguing and being so opinionated to the point where it gets aggressive and almost disgusting in some cases, creating divide. That's another topic. But let's go into the point that I'm trying to make. The tokens that we've been speaking about recently, EWT in particular, Power Ledger, POWR, VeChain, VET, these are a few, guys, okay? What I'm trying to deliver to you in your mind is the world is about to change to something many people cannot comprehend or don't know. If you're not in this space and you're not you might just be an investor and you just see words on charts, but maybe not do your research into what these guys are doing and then link that into not necessarily just real world scenarios, but how on earth is the world changing right now and what are these guys going to do? We're going to do an IOTA video later, which is talking about the environmental impacts of the world and how we can remove tax, essentially, for majority of things, and how we can remove the requirement and necessity of so much waste in the world. It's incredible. But from the energy perspective, I mentioned this multiple times. Like I said, in the UK, there are some companies going into administration for supplier. Why? Because the bigger companies have got so much power in a centralized system. It's time for decentralization. It's time for power, excuse the pun, back to the people. Okay, this is what is coming. And you could get ahead of the game. This is not financial advice, but you can get ahead of the game by investing in projects like EWT, like Power Ledger, like others around the world that are continuously evolving and starting up to plan for this kind of mechanism. We are going to go, whether you like it or not, into a tokenized system. Smart contracts, NFTs. We're going into everything going automated, everything on your smartphone, and eventually into biometric chips, and eventually into sensors within you. Smartphones are just essentially a gap filler to what's to come. They're not theories. Go and check the patents out if you don't believe me. Microsoft, Visa, they've all got patents going through for that exact same thing that I've just spoken about through the US government right now. You can check it. It's all public information, all documented as legally required. It's all on there. The UK energy retail sector is facing well-documented challenges against this backdrop. Well, obviously, the narratives are out there for people to panic, but it's also a hidden story here for people who are invested and understand what's about to happen. This, to me, is a confirmation that we're going down the right path. I'm not saying go and get a load of EWT as much as I believe in the project and everything. What I'm trying to get to you guys is the technology behind this and what's about to occur. These guys, Energy Web Token, Power Ledger, all of these guys, VeChain, they're all connected to multiple people within the World Economic Forum, within the Agenda Program. Yeah, this not saying that they're part of a terrible system. I'm saying that you have to prepare for things that are happening or about to happen, with especially companies involved in these mechanisms. You look at XDC, XRP, XLM, they're great for the financial system and a load of other DLT scenarios. But then you've got other sectors. What about healthcare? Look what's happened in last year. That's why we do the Solve videos. And it's not just Solve. I pick out Solve because I liked that project and I believe in it and I know about it. There's many others that I will definitely cover. It's just I don't have a lot of time for all of the videos in one go. There's energy sector, supply chain sector. We look at VeChain, majority of their things about how we essentially record a whole entire product or services, transportation, transactional data, historic data, anything and everything, but also the automation of supply chain, the automation of reducing the environmental impacts, the fuel consumption, because everything will go electric because it will be on a smart grid using 5G, interconnection of internet within vehicles, UAVs. Insane, guys. Like, it's all connected. Okay? This is, I'm sorry, the video may have dragged on for you. It's not, I'm not trying to scare people or anything like that. I'm trying to make people realize what opportunities we have here and what's going on. What's really going on. You honestly tell me that all these things are not coincidental. The same times that we have massive influx of information around the green energy bills, the green narrative, the supply chain narrative, Brexit, especially here in the UK, fuel, as well as all the other things, inflation, the demise of the dollar as a reserve currency. What's actually going well in this world? Well, I'll tell you one of them: Bitcoin, crypto, blockchain. Why? Because the governments and companies are invested in this. They knew this was coming 5-10 years ago, maybe even longer. EWT, I believe, is older than the Ethereum blockchain. No one talks about it. Why? Because it's not known. You don't get educated unless you know yourself, or you have people on YouTube like I've learned of that emphasize these kind of things. I have multiple people that I listen to. I don't watch the mainstream media. I think it's a load of it's a circus. Of course, some of it you need to be involved in, like local things or transport issues and stuff like that. But I don't need to go to watch the news to do that. I can go on Twitter now and things like that and find out real world, real time from real people, not institutions that are run by the same sort of people like Murdoch, etc. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? It's crazy. And all of this now, I've been told by multiple people today that they've stuck in traffic because people can't get into the fuel stations. Why all of a sudden is everyone rushing to the fuel station? Because the media is throwing all this out. Then what will happen? The inflation further of our fuel prices, which is ridiculous at the moment anyway. What does it encourage? It then encourages people to go, oh, I've had enough of this. I'm going to get an electric car. Hello. It's all linked. Energy Web Token, by the way, and Power Ledger and all the others are unbelievable technologies that are going to really influence the electric agenda and also the electric car scenario. Okay, tokenomics, being able to share battery capacities, all these kind of things. Supply chain mechanism, when we're talking about big lorries, HGVs, all of these aspects. Smart contract, know your customers, so there's no need for all the full customs checks and things like that. Obviously, there's still some aspects of it, but the whole interlacing is coming together. I'm not going to go into massive chart detail, guys, of these projects because we'll cover them individually over the next couple of days anyway, as we always do. But I wanted to emphasize this, guys. We're on the brink of something crazy in this world, right? Things are about to change. Blockchain is here. Technology of blockchain, cryptography, get it right in a minute, is here. It's ready for the taking. But as I said, 90% of the population of the world are too distracted to realize. It's over to you. What changes are we going to make today? That's the question, guys. That is the main one of the main questions. You can't fix what you don't understand. Goodbye.